This might be one of the most important videos that I shoot for a long time. The Waltons just bought over 50 acres in Bella Vista, and it's going to radically change what Bella Vista is and what the future of Bella Vista is actually going to be. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually reloaded from Chicago, horrible place, back in 2020, and I was looking for the best place to live in America by far. So I searched all across America, from Asheville to Boulder to Golden to Boise to Phoenix to Huntsville, everywhere in America. It's one of the only places you can truly live, work, and play, all in NWA. So without further ado, let's jump right into the content. All right, so yes, it is true that the Waltons have purchased over 50 acres in Bella Vista. It is actually more geared towards commercial land in general. Now, technically, the Waltons did not buy the land. It was a company called Blue Crane. Blue Crane is actually owned by Tom, and I think it was by Tom or Stuart Walton. The Waltons bought land, but it's bought by the company called Blue Crane. We're gonna talk about them here in a little bit, but for the most part, they did buy a strip mall, a gas station, and a couple other things in Bella Vista, over 50 acres and a lot of flat, open ground essentially. It's all along 71. I'll put some images here, of course, with my video editing stuff, that just to showcase where it's actually gonna be. Allen's Market, which is a kind of a organic, higher end grocery store, is purchased as well, meaning like the actual strip mall inside there. The gas station right over there as well is being purchased. So they've purchased over 50 acres of land in that area. I just want to showcase what this is first. Now we're going to dive into more of the topic of what they're going to do, what I think is going to happen there, and what is Blue Crane and what have they done before that is kind of why this is such a big deal in the scope of Bella Vista in general. All right, so the first thing we need to cover was what is Blue Crane? What have they done? Why is this a big deal? So the Waltons don't actually purchase the land themselves when it comes to around Northwest Arkansas. They usually often use companies like Blue Crane, which is a kind of they call themselves like a development company for the sake of argument, that they develop businesses, they develop hospitality groups, etc. in the Northwest Arkansas region. So Blue Crane actually purchased this for, I think, for $30 million or something, I believe, in Bella Vista. So regardless, this is a good thing in general. And I'll explain why here in a couple different points. But this is not Blue Crane's first endeavor in Northwest Arkansas. They've actually developed things like the Preacher's Son, the restaurant over there. They've created Sonny's. They've created Blake Street. They've created the Red Barn. They've created Crystal Flats. They've created the Ledger. They're helped with that. They created a lot of different, I would consider, higher cut things in Northwest Arkansas. They are creating the new hotel that's being developed in downtown Bentonville. They created a bunch of different things like 8th Street Market, the ramen shop. They've done quite a bit of really interesting, cool things in Bentonville, Fayetteville, Rogers, Springdale. So they have their wings spread quite wide in the region. And this is the next big thing for them. I don't believe, from my research, they've really touched Bella Vista altogether. The reason that this is happening now, and this is maybe a little bit of a history lesson with Bella Vista, when I first moved here back in 2020, the way to get to Northwest Arkansas was through Bella Vista. So all commercial traffic, all trucks, everything ran through Bella Vista on 71. When I first moved here, the traffic was stupid. It was insane because you were back-to-back traffic for a long time. It was not an enjoyable experience. But in 2022 or 2021, 2022, 2020, I can't remember which year, they opened up the bypass that connected 49 around Bella Vista all the way up to north up in Kansas City area. So solved so many traffic issues. So it's only really been about 3 full summers since that's opened, and it has allowed businesses to start flourishing in that area. So before, why would someone put a business on 71 where most of the traffic is just annoying, unusable, we'll say saleable traffic, because it's just people passing through the area in general. So that was kind of the core idea of why there's not been businesses there, because it was just annoying to get through. And I can imagine even living in Bella Vista during that time frame was annoying to get through 71 all the way over to other parts of Bella Vista. It really kind of stifled growth because no one wanted to drive 30 minutes from here all the other sides of Bella Vista. So it really changed, the bypass really changed growth for Bella Vista in general. And that's why you start seeing land purchases by Blue Crane to start this whole development process. And before we jump on to the next point, I made something for you. Maybe you're looking to move down here. Maybe you're taking a trip down here, just checking out the whole area. I made something called 3-day itineraries. Now, you can imagine what they are. When I first moved down here, I missed so many cool things. That's why I made itineraries for you. So maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is. There are 3-day itineraries linked down below for you. So you go ahead and download them and you use them and get down here. They literally walk you through 3 days of what to do when you're down in Northwest Arkansas, city by city, area by area, thing by thing. Also, instant home updates. Sounds exactly what it is, literally instant home updates. I definitely would stop using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. You are missing so many potential homes for sale or for rent just by using those specific services. That's why I literally made something called Instant Home Updates. Enter information below: square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below. I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you want to know about what's going on in downtown Bentonville, what's going on in downtown Fayetteville, what's happening in downtown Rogers. Rogers has 2 different downtown sections, both Pinnacle and also the Bricks. Who's going to the Walmart Amphitheater? What new businesses are moving here? There are so many things happening here all the time. That's why I email that every single Friday, and it's really geared towards people who want to move here as well as people that live here currently, just kind of keeping up to date with all the cool things happening here. Enter in the email below, enter your name below. I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday. But sadly, side note, you will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak, unless you live here currently. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make it down to Northwest Arkansas. And the second thing we need to cover is, why do I think Blue Crane, aka the Waltons, are actually buying the land in Bella Vista? The strip mall is the whole commercial space in Bella Vista. So we're gonna get in a little bit of a weeds here for a second. So if you want to know kind of the intricacies of why I think this is happening, stay tuned. And it's really truly because that it's hard for small businesses to have the capital to actually get or like rental agreements there, meaning like you have to be an established business to be able to rent there, potentially if you're in the strip mall, or build something or buy something. So it's just challenging to find the capital to actually do those things. And so in theory, my assumption is if you look at Bentonville, if you look at downtown Fayetteville, downtown Rogers, wherever you're looking at, this will be the new downtown section of Bella Vista, 100%. And so they have 50 acres to work with. I'm sure they're going to change a lot of it there. And I'll talk here in a second what I think it's going to be. But for the most part, I think the reason they're buying it is because if they want to showcase Bella Vista is going to become the more affordable housing place comparison to Bentonville. Bentonville has become more expensive. We're all aware of that. Bella Vista has become very affordable. Pea Ridge, very affordable. Centerton, also very affordable. Bentonville specifically is becoming more challenging to buy affordable housing there. And a lot of people, like last year, I sold so many homes in Bella Vista because they know that Bentonville is like 10 minutes away. So it all makes sense why they're investing into Bella Vista is because it's hard to raise capital for small businesses to put good ramen shops, good new restaurants there, cool things to do there. It's just hard to do that. And so you need something like Blue Crane, aka the Waltons, to go in there and create things with their own money, knowing the fact they're going to lose money for probably a good decade there as they build this whole area up in that whole 50 acres there. So just know that this is not necessarily a profitable business on paper for Blue Crane. This is an investment of $30-something million. And then on top of that, probably another, I'm gonna guess, $50 to $100 million to invest in this area to redo stuff, trail system, businesses, etc., to get it to a spot where it's very similar to Bentonville in general. And the other thing we need to talk about is actually, what do I think they're gonna do with the land? Now, I kind of hinted this a little bit here and there, but here's my true thought process of what's happening with the land. I believe that this is going to be the downtown section of Bella Vista. Bella Vista does not have a downtown section. I am guessing it's going to be in the course of a decade. I'm not saying this will be 5 years. This is going to be a period of time. I think in 5 years, it's going to look radically different. I think in 10 years, it's going to be what they want. And I think it's going to be a lot of similarities to downtown Bentonville, where it's going to be more probably living spaces is my guess. It's going to be a central area located with trail systems because the trail systems run very close to there and the river runs really close to there as well. My assumption is going to be businesses. They're going to develop new commercial areas, basically downtown section of Bella Vista. Then they're going to essentially put restaurants in there or allow more affordable rent for businesses to be established there. They're probably going to grow their own businesses inside there and eventually sell them off like they have done in the past with like Preacher Son. So I assume that one is going to be a downtown section of Bella Vista. They're going to have really good restaurants, new coffee shops, trail systems connected to everything right there, near the water, and it's going to be a very cool place to hang out in Bella Vista. We have Blowing Springs, very cool place as well. Very trail centric there. There's not really a restaurant there. It's kind of like a beer garden, like food trucks over there. I assume that it is going to be a hub for Bella Vista is going to happen right there in obviously Bella Vista. And it's hard for Bella Vista to do this, the city itself, not that they couldn't afford it, but it's hard to raise the capital from taxpayers to then implement a downtown section. You need something like a Blue Crane and the Waltons to do this with their capital at a loss for many years to be able to get this essentially this whole new area going. And the last thing we need to talk about when it comes to this whole new development is, should you be buying in Bella Vista? I think we all know the answer to that one. With this new development happening, with this potential, obviously new commercial spaces, restaurants, coffee shops, eventual trail system, potential downtown section of Bella Vista, it's only going to increase the desire for people to move across America, to move from other parts of Northwest Arkansas to Bella Vista. Homes are very affordable. They're super cool. They have their own little spots there. And so it makes it really fun to live in Bella Vista between the trail systems, the rec centers, the lakes, the shooting ranges, the pickleball courts, the golf courses, the new up and coming things that Blue Crane's gonna be doing there. It's a no-brainer that if you're moving across America, Bella Vista is where it's happening. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. If you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is, a little starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you want to know about what the schools are like, what are the hospitals like, what are all the events happening in downtown Bentonville, what's happening in downtown Fayetteville, all the cool things you need to know about Northwest Arkansas, boop, 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 boop. A package shipped right to your home, literally a package shipped right to your home. It's 72 pages of all the things you need to know about Northwest Arkansas. And it comes with the first free coloring book, and it comes with postcards, it comes with all the cool things. And it comes with the first free mountain bike. So that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite filler F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. Also, if you are coming down here, definitely give me a call. Let me know and we'll schedule a whole tour, a $10 tour, so to speak, where I can kind of show around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where it's coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.